Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is gonna be like a Sora video talking about the Pokemon I have picked for the Battle Union. I will be the coach of Slovenian Arcanines, representing Slovenia as a country that nobody knows about, but still. It's a little chicken that runs, Combusken should have been our mascot, but he is not. Because Slovenia doesn't know Pokemon, only I do. Sadly enough. It's kind of funny because I believe there could be one viewer that I know in real life. I speak to him yesterday that could be watching this video. So in that case, if that is the case, I salute you, man. But anyways, basically, I'm gonna talk about the things that I have picked for this season specifically. Going against all the other coaches. We're gonna look into their teams as well. Some of the people's pictures I've taken. We're not gonna look into everybody because that's like 12 people and that's crazy amount of time. So no, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be this video is already gonna be long. I know myself. When I started speaking while on stream, I was extremely quiet. And I want to apologize for that. I was so off the whole time. But the thing is, people were goofy. People were, making funny jokes, and hope everybody has been enjoying its time. It's just that me, I was like, I didn't prepare my draft. Like I needed something, and I was thinking about it because every time I got involved, every time I got into the line of picking, I had to be ready for two. So I got that pressure going on. And I keep on thinking, man, I gotta do something because I don't want to, hold back against these players. They're all incredible players, and I want to do my best. For that to happen, I need a team that represents my style, that represents me at my best. So basically, that is what I was going for. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let us go into the team that I picked. Of course, this is the team that I have. The general stats up there has been applied. The Evilite has been applied to those general statistics that have been calculated and divided by the amount of Pokemon I have. Still, let's go with general pick number 1. Now, I was lucky enough. Scissor and me had basically Scissor had a very good spot, not for the first round, but for next rounds because he was the one. Scissor, a YouTuber, of course, the one that got me involved into this. He was the one that could pick his first Mega, but I was the first one that could pick the first Pokemon from the draft. So I decided I want to go with Keldeo. And honestly, while Keldeo is not a Pokemon I tend to be very familiar with, I've seen Keldeo can run a mix, and while that can be questionable, he does possess things like close combat and things. If I ever face like a chance or something, then that is gonna be it. And I thought Keldeo is fast, it's got that fighting water, it's an incredible Pokemon, and it's got some speed, so if anything it would be a very good pick. So I decided to pick it, and I've come to realize that lots of people had its ideas revolving around Keldeo, so I sniped those ideas out of their mind and they had to go with something else. So round 1, turn 1, already killed some strategy going on. Awesome, I love that. So anyways, Keldeo, again, like I said, it's an incredible Pokemon. Definitely, I've seen Miguel using this with Sub, Calm Mind, that means a threat. So basically with that, I've come to my second pick, as others had picked as well. Second pick was Arcanine. And I've thought about this. I could have gone with Victini for my first pick, but then I was like, Keldeo would be it. But Arcanine is a very good fire Pokemon. It's got Flash Fire, it's got Intimidate, depending on my team, depending on my opponent's team, depends on what kind of ability I show run. But Arcanine is such an incredible Pokemon. We got extreme speed, we got Flare Blitz, we got Flamethrower, we can go special, we can go defensive set. I've run defensive set. It is an incredible beast, and it's most familiar with me. I used to run Superior Ultra, one of the 4th generation Arcanines with Will-O-Wisp and Toxic double status. It can have so many things, Wall Charge, and it definitely is a threat that people need to be threatened by. So Arcanine was the second pick, plus it, basically because it's my mascot for Slovenian Arcanines. Let's be serious here, with a name like that you gotta have an Arcanine. So I decided to go with it. Luckily enough, not a single person specifically go with Arcanine. They were like Infernape, so something much more diverse to a certain degree, but Arcanine definitely can hold its own against the threats such as that. Intimidating defensive set is such an incredible beast. So with Arcanine, I've come to my third pick, and that was Among Us. Among Us is very famous in the GBA from what I heard, and most people that use Among Us had some really good scores with it. Among Us just got like Regenerate, it got the freaking impossible sport, it never misses, you know, against the likes that are in grass type themselves. But what can grass types do against the likes of Among Us sometimes? You know, Among Us is very bulky, and the damage it does impact onto it, if you switch out, it's gonna regain because of his amazing ability called Regenerate. So sometimes its ability is the easy path out, and I've decided, you know, if I want to have a Pokemon that can absorb Toxic and the likes of that, and water types and all sorts of moves, Among Us will definitely do. If I make a mistake and still survive, if I switch out, I'm still gonna regain, and I'm gonna try to regain for my past fallen mistakes. So Among Us is definitely a Pokemon I wanted. You know, a Mushroom in your team is always good, you know, as long as it doesn't get eaten by any of my teammates, you know, thinking that it's gonna work like Super Mario, then that would be bad. But still, Among Us holds its ground against the threats that will be coming in, and hopefully enough Among Us is going to be pulling through. That is pretty much the reason I picked it. Not to mention that Among Us, you know, defensively speaking and having all those things, you guys know how Among Us works, so I'm not gonna specifically talk about that Pokemon anymore. So let's go into our next one. With Among Us, I thought about another defensive Pokemon. You know, both of them are very slow, but they both have incredible amount of hit points, and that is going to be Gastrodon. I thought, you know, Arcanine has got Flash Fire, Gastrodon has got Storm Drain, and if anything, Gastrodon can hit with Earthquake, it can hit with Earth Power, it can go special or physical, it can go special defensive or defensive, it can run a Cursing Set, it can run a Toxic Stall, it can be lots of things, and that is what I was generally going towards. You know, Gastrodon can definitely shut down things and even take Hidden Power Grasses from the likes that are in Stab, but most Stab Pokemon would not run Hidden Power Grass, but they would be very indicated, hey, this is a Stab, you know, this is a Grass type Pokemon, get the hell out of here. You know, outside of that, Hidden Power Grass is, I don't feel it's gonna one-shot the threats, the bulk that does Gastrodon represent, even with 4-time weakness. So, you know, it's a Pokemon that you can make a mistake and still pull through. You know, Among Us, especially Gastrodon, has got its own recovery in form of Recover, and that is what I love about Gastrodon. I used to run this as well, so I feel like he's definitely on my ground of defense, as I used to be a defensive staller back in the fourth duration, as I tend to realize that offense is the strength now, the easy way out, and probably my preferable option. Gastrodon has never let me down when I was using it in the past, and I feel like Gastrodon will still pull through in this current format, or at least that is what I'm hoping. So Gastrodon was my next pick. After that, I've come to realize, you know, we got Gastrodon. I need something fast. I need something that can be diverse, that people, you know, will struggle towards. And I've looked at my team and I've come to realize, wait, what about Meloetta? You know, Meloetta is such a beast, and I believe it was ranked in E, which is incredible because Meloetta, while being E ranked, this Pokemon, you know, being low ranked and, you know, not that much points have been spent, Meloetta can turn, with the Relic Song, it can turn into fighting Meloetta, and, you know, basically becoming fighting normal, if I'm not mistaken. That covers the whole weakness to pursuit and so forth, not to mention that that can be such a threat. It's so fast, it can run, I believe it can get things like close combat, if I'm not mistaken. It definitely gets some variety going on, and I feel like Psych Normal to Fighting Normal can definitely cover that steel weakness that Meloetta does represent. And sometimes, you know, just having Trick Room while looking at my team as a whole, my god, Trick Room would make my next Pokemon god in this particular format. So, with Meloetta out of the picture, who am I speaking to? Dragalge. Let me tell you, Dragalge is so powerful, it's ridiculous. I've just checked Specs Dragalge's Dracometer. It does around max damage to a Heatran, offensive Heatran that is. Even with the resistance, it does around, max damage is 49%. So with Stealth Rock involved, that does basically, you know, that does around half damage. That is insane. Sometimes I feel like Dragalge doesn't even need to predict anything. As long as the thing that coming in isn't a Fairy type and you go for the Draco, like, you don't care if it resists, because Heatran alone is incredibly bulky. Even a special defensive Heatran will take 30%. That alone speaks miracles, and I feel like under Trick Room this thing is one of the biggest threats in the game. Like, yeah, while Poison and Dragon is quite sad offensively speaking, but even after seeing the damage is just too real, you know. Like things, steel types are definitely the thing that will handle this, but if Heatran takes half, then I don't feel many other things are gonna like taking the likes of Dragalge's moves. So I like Dragalge under Trick Room while it's while its coverage is questionable by times. I can always cover those with other moves and whatnot. So yeah, but sometimes you feel like what will Hidden Power Ground do me when you think about it? You know, Scald probably does like 80% to Heatran when freaking Draco Meteor does like 50, which is insane. So yeah, but anyways, no, it doesn't do 80. It probably does like 69% damage, so somewhere around that. I'm talking about Scald. Anyways, I've been looking at my team right now, and I thought to myself, you know, we got some strength, but most of my Pokemon are very slow. And you know, the Pokemon I haven't mentioned are really slow, such as Spiritomb, for example. I've looked at my team and I've come to realize, wait, what would happen if I would have been faced by a fighting type? You know, Spiritomb has got that very weird typing of Dark and Ghost, and I believe there's only 2 Pokemon that represent that, and that is Spiritomb as well as Sableye. And that is a very unique typing, because it kind of shuts down some of the fighting types, very common fighting types, such as Mega Medichance Dual Stab. It covers them both. It's actually immune to the likes of both, which is insane, and I need something like that because my team is actually kind of weak to the likes of some fighting types and whatnot, so I need appropriate Pokemon to kind of handle those. It can also go special with Dark Pulse. It can be a Calm Mining set, it can go Will-O-Wisp defensive set, it can go Trick Room, not Trick Room, sorry, it can go Trick, it can definitely, you know, pull through, it can be Choice Band, it can be so many things. And while, you know, his general type, offensive speaking, it's again very questionable, it's not the best. But I gotta note, once Dark became, you know, stronger, while the Steel types lost its weakness or basically resistance towards Dark and Ghost, Spiritomb offensively became much stronger, because now Steel types cannot just come in and take a Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse to the you know, at the likes of this, because, well, they don't resist it anymore. So yeah, Spiritomb became much more viable, and I have not used this in ages, but I do look forward to using this and see how well it performs. You know, we got Will-O-Wisp that shut down physical attackers, we got Calm Mining set that will shut down special attackers. You know, it's got some stuff, but it's slow and it's definitely questionable. But you know, it's a questionable Pokemon, and sometimes its typing is the reason I need it on this team. So yep, with that Pokemon out of the picture, we also got basically Ditto. And Ditto was actually my bench Pokemon. You know, Ditto, Piloswine, as well as my Dragonite were all bench Pokemon. Dragonite is actually S ranked, but because I have not spent so many points, I could actually got myself an S rank. Now, originally, we're not gonna go into bench yet. I'm just gonna go into the Pokemon I have picked. Also, you know, for the original rounds that we had, we got Crocodile. Crocodile, we got Intimidate on it. You can be defensive, we can run Stealth Rocks on that. So I got 2 Stealth Rock Pokemon on this team, and I thought to myself, you know, Crocodile can be an exceptional Pokemon. It's got Moxie, it can be Scarfer, it can be all sorts of things, you know. While Crocodile is, it cannot be all sorts of things. Thinking about it now, it definitely can still pull through. And Crocodile, we're gonna see. You know, it's again a Pokemon I have not used much, but I've used the Moxie Pokemons before, and like things like Hunchcrow, they've been performing incredible. So being that this is part you know, part Dark and Ground, this can definitely work out quite well. Regarding the team I have and regarding things that I will be facing, such as Ghost types and, you know, things that are weak to the likes of Ground. Ground is an incredible offense, and I feel like having something like this with Intimidate, forcing some switches sometimes, can definitely do. So yeah, with Electros being also in the party, ladies and gentlemen, Electros, there is a specific reason why I run Electros, and that is Levitate. That was one of the reasons, but the second reason was, and as I'm telling you guys, you know, this was a specific time that I had to think about the team that I've been picking. Many of my Pokemon are slow, but that is just a pay I will have to make, because they still represent some offense and they are still a powerhouse at some degree, while Ditto will shut down them setup Pokemon that my team can get wall break by them. So basically, Electros has got 2 things that I like. Levitate, making him basically have no weaknesses. No weaknesses, is an incredible assault vest user. It also got momentum U-turn, not to mention it's got Giga Drain, flamethrower, you know, we got electric special move as well as electric physical move. This thing's coverage is incredible. We got Alcatel, basically it's hands down incredible. For a second I thought, you know, this Pokemon's moveset when it was first announced had to be a mistake, it had to be a different Pokemon, but you know, it gets everything. Like flamethrower, what the hell, you know, it's definitely something else. So I decided I have to have this. While people have not picked it yet, I need this on my team. And not to mention Meloetta can run Trick Room, so as my team is very slow, Under Trick Room is basically the fastest thing you can have. At least, you know, to a certain degree. At least compared to some of the other players that I've seen. You know, their teams are very, very fast, very threatening. But then again, it's not like some of the teams are super fast. It's just that, you know, they're definitely faster than mine. My team is very, very bulky. As you guys can see by the general statistics, they tend to represent as you put them all in a hole, in a jar, and just squeeze them all together and, you know, make a milkshake out of them, you know. Oh, boys to the yard, it's better that... Okay, I'm not gonna sing that. Anyways, basically, now we're gonna go into the original ideas I had, but then I had to replace it. First of all, I had to pick Ditto, and this is the one that I did not replace. It is in my bench. Ditto, you know, it's gonna shut down all them setup Pokemon that don't depend on recovery. Definitely a great answer to the likes of my Pokemons here, because my Pokemons are defensive and lots of people can set up against it, but Ditto kinda shuts that strategy to a certain degree. Who knows? This Ditto can be Scarf, this Ditto can be something else. Don't get fooled, I used to run something else with Ditto, so you never know. Still, the most reliable is of course the Scarfer one. After that, I originally had, as my Mega, I had a Tyranitar with Sandstorm as well as Stoutland in the name of Chris, the Sky Render. The sky is the limit, and his Wolfie basically, I got inspired, and I used to run Stoutland before. I got an incredible sweep with it a couple of times back in the 6th gen. And it was such a threat, but then I've come to realize that Tyranitar would probably not do me any good towards my team, because my team, from the likes of it, is incredibly weak to the likes of Fairy. So I've been looking at Megas that have been still picked and Megas that are still available, and I could not believe Mega Scizor has not been picked. And guys, you gotta understand that Mega Scizor, like all the Megas have already been picked by people. The Megas have been the things that basically everybody had their first pick. I was the last on the ladder, so I had the worst timing with Megas, because most of them have been picked. Originally I wanted Mega Altaria, but then I'm looking at my team right now and I cannot believe how well Mega Scizor works with this team. Now there are specific reasons why. First, it can go Agility Baton Pass. That is essential for this team sometimes when you think about it. Like imagine Agility Baton Pass or Sword and Baton Pass. It can just generally run Baton Pass, or I can run U-turn. Now afterwards we also got things like what we got. We got Defog. That is actually very, very great, because Defog will make its general, you know, getting rid of entry hazard that much more easier. It can be incredibly bulky, it can run Bullet Punch, but the last reason, and this is the most essential, is that my fairy weakness that used to be here is no more. Mega Scizor handles most fairies. The likes of Slurpuff with Belly Drum, you know, setting up on me, that would probably ruin my whole team. This Mega Scizor pretty much handles that with, you know, as a cakewalk. A cakewalk, really? Like walking on cake? And that wouldn't do. You know, as a walk in the park, you know, that couldn't be all that dangerous. I mean, it's not like we're attacked by dogs or something, you know. Maybe little puppies, but you can definitely walk on those. What I'm saying is that it's definitely a walk in the park, you know. Being attacked by puppies, like, what's that gonna do to you? Still, you know, cakes are dangerous if you let them set up on you. Imagine that one in real life. A dessert, a cake, freaking destroying your life. You know, messing around with cakes. Anyways, you know, speaking of cakes, this thing is definitely not looking like a cake, but Piloswine, gotta give props, gotta give, you know, shout out to Verdalit for helping me pick this one up. Piloswine, reason why, another Stealth Rock Pokemon. Evilite making Piloswine defense probably better than Mamoswine. as well as, you know, he costs less and he's a lower rank. He's like D rank, which is insane because Paloso on its own has got like one of the best dual coverage. Like, you know, ground and ice is very good. We got water dragon, incredible. Water normal, incredible. We got dark fire, incredible. We got, you know, ground ice, incredible. We got water rock, incredible. Water ground, incredible. Those are the typings that are generally incredible, and I love myself some ice priority. We got scissor with priority. We got Arcanine with priority. We got Dragonite with priority. We got things like Discovered. We got Spiritomb with priority. Like, we don't need any more priority than we got. Which is funny because when I was picking this team, I didn't even think about priority. Yet somehow I come to realize that like basically half of my team can run priority. So yeah, that was also a failure. But I like this team. I love what I picked. You know, I look forward to using this, and hopefully they will give me good scores. I will try to do my best to strategize against my opponents. You know, they know my team. I know my team. I know my team. Of course I do. I know their team. You know, it's no spoilers involved why I picked. You know, why I talk about why I picked this specific Pokemon, because let's be serious here. You know, I know about the things their team can do. So again, it's all about strategizing against each other, seeing each other's weaknesses, trying to go against each other and trying to prevail. You know, everybody has got weakness towards each other somewhere, and we're just gonna need to play against those weaknesses and trying to avoid the outcome that is the craziest that we would imagine happening in our brains at that time. So yeah, but anyways, that is my team, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys do like this team. I do love it, and with that we're also gonna go check out some of the rest of the people's teams and whatnot. I want to go directly to Gabriel's team because I feel like Gabriel's team is actually very nice. I like Gabriel's team, and I will leave his link in the description, guys, because we are all gonna get involved. We're probably all gonna do a team analysis, and Gabriel is hands down the best designer I've ever seen. I'm not even lying, guys. Like, I've seen some incredible designers. Like, I'm not bashing anybody down here. I'm really not, but it's basically about my personal taste about the design. And you know, we got incredible designers like Anima, Allura, for example. We got Balvador G, you know, we got Pedro. They're incredible. They really are incredible, you know, designers, but graphic designers. But the thing is, what I like about Gabriel's design is, while you know, again, not bashing anybody out here, but I kind of prefer Gabriel's ways because Gabriel's ways are so modest. They're like so different from anything else I've seen, and that was what makes Gabriel's design stand out for me. And you guys can easily see that Gabriel's logo also is very, very well done here. It's got this how do we say it, let me first check out where is his well, you guys can easily see where his design is like, but let's see. So basically, here we go. You guys already seen the picture, but I'm pretty much doing this live, so yeah, I had to check out where the picture of his is. But yeah, Galuxray, basically the bearded wonder, you know, the Viking, the person from a far land, and basically, yeah, a challenger. Of course, another coach representing the following team, guys. You can see his 3 first picks are incredible, hands down. He stole my Mega Altaria, the bastard. I will freaking shave your head. I'm just joking, come on. I'm not gonna freaking shave your head, that would be silly. But you know, gotta say, we got Heatran. Heatran's typing is so freaking sick. Heatran is an incredible Pokemon. We got Azumarill. I believe Azumarill is ranked S+, which makes him stand out from the crowd. Fairy Water, such a threat. Excavalier, my god, Excavalier. I got to mention, man, Excavalier is definitely something else, because Excavalier with the Salt Vest takes move left and right. Definitely. And then we got Chestnut. You guys know how Chestnut works, you know, he takes some moves, he is even immune to the likes of other moves. Gliscor also incredible threat. While I thought about picking Gliscor, Verdalet actually told me about this one, you know, a little bit helping hand, because Verdalet is an incredible player. You know, he's definitely up there. So about Gliscor is that, well, he is a threat. He also got that 410 weakness to ice, and you know, sometimes you cannot go special with this, so you know, he's kind of limited when that thing is involved. But Gliscor got Stealth Rocks, it's got, you know, it's got definitely threatening things. It's also surprisingly quite fast Pokemon. Espeon, a baton passer, man, Calm Mining set. Espeon can be a threat. Have to watch out for. Doublade, one of the best in my case. Like going down low tier mid forms, Doublade is such a threat because it doesn't play like Aegislash. It doesn't change forms. It doesn't play with those stat changes. It just got defense of a god basically. You just don't one shot this. Like Crunch from T-Tar probably doesn't one shot. It probably doesn't two shot the likes of this, which is insane. Rotom Heat, definitely a threat. Uxie, it can be dual screening once, it can be U-turning, it just generally, you know, momentum things of nature. Uxie is definitely a thing that will keep on taking moves left and right and go from there. Then he's got free benchers as well. Mega Altaria is definitely a thing that will be frightened off, but I got Mega Scizor, so that fright kind of got a little bit downgraded by the fact that I did replace Mega T-Tar with Mega Scizor and replace Scoutland with Piloswine, because I've come to realize, hey, you know, Scoutland will not do me any good if there is no Sandstorm involved. So Scizor, I feel, definitely good answer towards the likes of this. Donphan, Hitmonchan, Hitmontop. Donphan and Hitmontop can both run Rapid Spin. That is very good, but I've run Hitmontop before, and from what I can tell is that Hitmontop is also a double-edged sword. Donphan, I don't know too much. This is the reason I haven't picked a Rapid Spinner, because most of the time when I use Rapid Spin against skillful players, I tend to realize that I'm getting set up on, like substitute users, Sword Dance, and I don't want to be staying in. So once I switch out, something's getting destroyed. And while Rapid Spin is essential, I would rather just go with Defog or something and just forget Rapid Spin for the turn. But that is me. That is how I play style, you know. I'm pretty sure that Gabriel is much more suited in this kind of playing actual. You know, everybody has got their own style. I just come to realize that I'm extremely weak when I'm running Rapid Spin, because you know, there has been matches when I actually lost because of Rapid Spin, and when I would have won if I didn't Rapid Spin. Well, you guys know how Stealth Rocks are important to get rid of. That is also true, but it's just not my playing style. Rapid Spin will just never be my playing style. That is what I've come to realize. I just cannot give my opponents a one turn free time to do something crazy, you know. That is my weakness. But again, as I said, Gabriel is a different player, so he will definitely make incredible use out of that those two Pokemon. So basically, afterwards we got Anima. Let me go check out Anima's team here. Let me go check out Anima's team. Where is Anima's team? And I believe Anima's team is going to be the last team I will pick, because again, this video is already going to be long as it is. I feel like we cannot make it longer anymore, and it would be crazy. I mean, who's got this kind of time, you know, up their hands? You can do some other things, just hear me out as I talk. But anyways, Golden State Dragons, Anima does represent yeah, that certain place. But as you guys can see, she's got a Mega that I'm super afraid of. Mega Medichan. This thing packs a punch. His elemental punches are definitely the way to go, so that was an excellent choice on her behalf. You know, we can go, I believe it can run Thunder Punch, Ice Punch. Then again, I don't know if it can run Fire Punch, but who cares? High Jump Kick pretty much destroys lives left and right, even the resistant ones. I mean, this thing has got over 600 attack, which is insane when you actually combine with 130 fighting stab, which is basically insanity in a nutshell. So yeah, that is quite a threatening Mega. But then let's go to the starting point. Greninja. You may actually say, oh, Greninja, are you serious? But no. This Greninja cannot run Gunk Shot. It's got specific X and Y moves, so it cannot run you know, Aura's moves that he tend to learn afterwards. It cannot do that. So he is still in range of, hey, you know, this is kinda, this makes sense now, you know. He's definitely there. I thought about running Greninja on my own because this thing is very powerful, very fast, but then I've come to realize, you know what, maybe that would not be in it. Let's just go with Keldeo, because I had the first pick. Anima was actually the second one, but still kind of it's kind of funny, we both picked water types. But still, then afterwards she decided to go with Hippowdon, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't generally understand the Hippowdon on this team, because there is not a single Pokemon that's got benefit from it. While Bisharp doesn't isn't weak to it, and Reuniclus also isn't weak to the likes of Sandstorm while running its ability. I also come to realize that it only damages her team, and I don't know. I mean, it damages her team much more than it damages mine, which is, you know, it's a strange little pick. But I guess she likes Hippowdon, and yeah, I guess that's the reason she picked it, as well as Helios down there. But again, it's definitely a Pokemon that I would have not seen it coming, especially when it got like so many water types. I would have probably like few a Politoed or something like that. But again, it's not easy to pick Politoed when you're actually, you know, making draft picks, because lots of people can pick your most common, most favorites, the strongest things in underwater, and then you're pretty much limited to the likes of other things that aren't as potent as they could be. So we got Starmie, an excellent spinner, another water type Pokemon. I thought she's gonna pick a fire type this time around, but we don't have a single fire type here. But again, like I said, you know, this team can actually benefit from rain, if anything. Still, also Foresight, because as you guys can see, she also likes spooky stuff. We got Ms. Mages. Again, some of the things could be changed. As I'm making this video, there is still time for people to change teams. Some of the things could have been changed. So, but I haven't looked into that, sadly enough. So if anything has been changed, down below in the comment section, let me know. I'm talking to the coaches here, if they're by any chance watching this, so other people can know, you know, what to expect from you guys. But generally speaking, Bisharp is a threat, and Starmie is also an incredibly fast Pokemon, very, very underrated Pokemon. Well, it is OU, I barely ever see people use this, but Bisharp, this thing is definitely a threat. We get Sucker Punch, we can knock off, I gotta watch out for that one. Alomomola, you know, this thing, defensive tank, you know, it's basically, it's kind of limited, but it plays its role right. It takes moves left and right with no question about it. It can wish fast to other things. Have to watch out for it. Then we got Latios, and let me just tell you, Latios is an incredible threat. We got Psyshock, so even physical defensive Pokemon, you know, are not going to be, you know, things like that got incredible special defense are not going to be taking physical side of spectrum all that well. Then we got yeah, that one actually threatens me. How is it called? Aromatisse, right? That is a fairy type, and it is an incredibly bulky Pokemon. While I don't believe it's got the speed, it can also run things like Trick Room, if I'm not mistaken. So it can definitely took me by surprise, because Reuniclus can be a threat. Then we got Helios, her basic, like, it's sort of like her channel symbol to a certain extent. Well, I'm actually surprised her mascot, her, you know, logo here isn't representing Helios in some sort of way. It looks like a shape of, well, it kind of does look like, actually I take that back, but then again, it's not a dragon. It looks like sort of like Helix face, while at the same time it looks like a Lapras face, like a sort of cover of Lapras and Helios, as well as having like Tauros, you know, sharp, yeah, basically horns up there. So definitely frightening little, you know, little representative there of Golden State Dragons. The logo there, that is a very strong logo. But then we got the spooky stuff. We got Gorguys and Ms. Mages. I've come to realize that she seemed to really like being weak to the likes of Ghost and Dark, so I gotta think about that, because I do have two, and you know, we're gonna see. Still, she does have things that you know, can keep on taking moves left and right, so I gotta watch out, as well as her Quillfish. And I have to say, from all the things I've seen here, Quillfish, being that it probably costs less points, it's probably what she really needs. I mean, this thing has got Intimidate, it's got some surprising defense, it can run Toxic Spikes, and with Alomomola support right there, this thing can keep on like stalling things down left and right. Incredible. Reuniclus is also a threat, and Ms. Mages, you guys know Ms. Mages. Back in the days, Coal Mining Set was one of the biggest threats in the 4th gen. Coal Mining Set was the biggest threat. Surprisingly enough, Nastablood came in and people kind of picked Nastablood, and it was way less threatening because Coal Mining Set was also a substitute user. So again, such a threat I gotta watch out for. So basically, that's gonna be it. Looking back, guys, again, like I said, you know, there is one thing that I do like about my team, and that is why I have not checked this as much. My team has got, you know, some of these Pokemon can go mix. It can easily go mix. They both have like special and physical, well balanced. so I can definitely hit on both sides of the spectrum, and that is also something that I've come to realize at the end, and that is something that my team does sort of represent well. So speed definitely questionable, 69 right there. We got special defense 40, I mean 40, that would be horrible. 94, that is something else. 93 special attack is solid, 93 defense is also solid, attack 105 solid, 85 HP. Really does show that my team does have the bulk. And that was it for me, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I hope you guys looking forward to, you know, guys and girls looking forward to the Bell Union. You know, that there's going to be team analysis going on, of course, as I'm going to be picking my fights against the other coaches. There's also going to be interviews made by people on their official site, so please go check it out. Please go check out all the coaches. Sadly enough, I don't feel I'm going to be like linking all the people, but you guys, if you go on the Bell Union, you pretty much can know which people are involved, and just go there and support and follow them, follow their Twitter, and you know, just have fun and you know, spread around the word about you know, about this sort of semi-project that we've been doing. But it's gonna be fun, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I cannot wait to bell the people, and I will do my best to give you guys a challenge. But most of all, let us all have fun, and you know, that's the most important. Well, I do plan to win this. Oh man, but you know, just, of course, we all plan to win this. Let's be serious here. I mean, our plan is to make it, you know, make it challenging for our opponents. But bottom line is, we're in to win. If we don't, well, you know, sucks to be us. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care, peace.